Planting non-native species can have several negative effects on local ecosystems and the environment. One major issue is the disruption of local ecosystems. Non-native plants often compete with native plants for essential resources like sunlight, water, and nutrients. When these non-native species grow aggressively, they can outcompete native plants, which can lead to a decline in their populations. Native plants are crucial for the health of the ecosystem, as they provide food and habitat for local wildlife. Another significant concern is the loss of biodiversity. Biodiversity refers to the variety of different species in an area. When non-native plants take over, they reduce the number of native plants, which can harm the animals that depend on them for food and shelter. For example, if a non-native plant replaces native flowers, pollinators like bees and butterflies may struggle to find the food they need. This decline in native species can have a ripple effect throughout the ecosystem, impacting many other organisms. Some native species can become invasive, which means they spread uncontrollably and cause significant harm. A well-known example is kudzu, a vine that was introduced in the southeastern United States. Kudzu grows extremely quickly, often covering and smothering native plants, trees, and even buildings. This can drastically change the landscape and disrupt the balance of the ecosystem, making it difficult for native species to survive. Non-native plants can also alter the soil and water in the area. Some of these plants might use more water than native species, which can lead to drought conditions. For instance, if a non-native tree species consumes a lot of groundwater, it can lower the water table and affect nearby plants and animals that rely on that water. The economic impact of non-native species is another important consideration. When non-native plants invade an area, they can lead to increased cost for land management and restoration efforts. Communities may need to spend money on removing invasive species and restoring native habitats. This can be a significant burden, especially for areas trying to preserve their natural beauty and ecological health. Finally, planting non-native species can reduce the resilience of ecosystems. Resilience is the ability of an ecosystem to recover from changes, like climate change or disease outbreaks. Ecosystems that have high diversity of native plants are generally more resilient. When we plant non-native species, we risk decreasing this biodiversity, making ecosystems more vulnerable to future challenges. In conclusion, planting non-native species can lead to ecosystem disruption, loss of biodiversity, and the spread of invasive species, changes in soil and water, economic challenges, and reduced resilience of habitats. It's essential to think carefully about the types of plants we choose for gardens and landscaping, as protecting local environments is crucial for the health of our planet and all of its inhabitants.